The way the Wellness Center was created was we talked to people and listened, and what they said we put down on paper. We put into what is known as our theory of sickness. It's called the People's Theory of Sickness. So when we were asking people about chronic conditions and disease and infant mortality, those kind of things, and the kind of criminal element that seems to be so pervasive around elders and others in our work, all ages from various cultural groups said individualism, loss of culture, and loss of community is really the missing piece. It's what makes you sick. So we felt that our space needed to be one where when you walk in the door, no matter where you come from, you feel immediately embraced and that you belong, that you're whole, and that it's your whole self that actually is being invited here. So our space does that. The dialogue, the conversation is based in listening and research, self-study. The research we do is self-study, self-exploration. We want so much for, once again, each generation to be able to use those approaches to learning, because the connecting happens when I'm listening. And when connection happens, I think relationships, once again, are built. I think people of African heritage, what we talk about often is extended family. Somebody else named it that. But really what's being talked about is that we are not family by biology. We are family by connectedness and by values. That is the teaching. That's the message. I saw a European American man, a white man, spit on him because of some conflict that they had about the job that my father was doing. And my father, in an attempt to stand up for himself, disagreed. And so in terms of disagreeing and standing up for yourself, which was totally not allowed in those days for an African-American man. So I saw this. I saw my father experience this. I saw him stand up for himself, but at the same time I saw him have to back all the way down. And I thought his backing down was because he was afraid. And later in life, and now I realize, when we left, I look back at the expressions on his face and the touch of his hand as he put his hand on my head as we walked away. I now know from the expression and from the touch that he retained his honor. He retained his honor. He retained his humanity. He retained his strength in other ways than being able to speak up and fight and so forth. And I really think that I continue to tell that story because I think it really shaped. It didn't shape me. It didn't teach me about ways to be angry and embittered. It really taught me that in all kinds of circumstances, there can be honor.